Okay, all right, all right. Good evening. Good evening. We are live. Sorry about yesterday. Ran into some difficulties with the system that I was attempting to use, but I have since signed up for a different system, and this one seems to be working a lot better. Let me know if you can hear me and everything is good on your end. Type hello in the chat if you can hear me. We're going to get started here in just a moment. Want to give folks a chance to get in. I got some great information to share with you all. Good evening. Good evening. Just waiting, giving people a little bit of time to come on in. I'm just going to send out a couple of reminders here. Let me know if you're in and you can hear me and see me without a problem. Type into the chat, please. Looks like everything is good. All right. Just waiting for folks to get in. Hopefully they're not having any problems. Hi, Elijah. Type in the chat and let me know you can hear me. Does this sound okay? Let me know if you can hear me okay. Is your sound okay? I hope it is. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, thank you. I was hoping a few more people dialed in. All right, good. I'm going to see if I can get a few more people to dial in. And it's really weird that it's showing 0 viewers, but yet you're in. So I wonder if there are other people that are in, but it's just not telling me that anybody else is in. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Hold on just a second. All right, well, we'll see if that, actually, that was probably the wrong, hope that wasn't the wrong link to send. Well, I guess I'm just going to be doing the presentation here. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. And I'll just introduce myself so that anybody who watches this on the replay, they will know who I am and a little bit about me. So my name is Nika, and I've been in the financial services industry for about 20 years. I was a mortgage banker, was very successful at that, did millions of dollars in loans. During my career, I was also the program home loan officer for the state of Nevada, where I helped over 10,000 Nevada families acquire home ownership and obtain down payment assistance grants in order to make those dreams possible. I've been a case manager with the Department of Health and Human Services, where I handled over 800 long-term care Medicaid cases a month. And currently, my full-time job is as a commercial loan specialist or loan officer for the United States Department of Agriculture, Rural Development. So I work on a lot of projects for small towns, villages, municipalities, as well as nonprofits. We do water projects for water systems, sewer projects. We've helped provide funding for schools, hospitals, community centers, things of that nature. And then I've always been an entrepreneur at heart. I've dabbled in insurance, life insurance, Forex trading, stocks, trading stocks and stocks options. I'm currently buying precious metals like gold and silver, which if you're interested in that, you can click on my link. I have a link in the description for my to be able to purchase gold. And of course, I earn a little bit of commission if you do that. But it allows you to be able to buy gold in small fractional amounts, because right now gold is going for about $1,900 an ounce. So through my link, you'll be able to buy like 1/10 of an ounce, which will probably run you around $80 or something like that. I also sell t-shirts and accessories, home decor, and things of that nature. So, and my links for that are also in the box. Make sure you subscribe to my social media links, my Instagram and my Facebook pages, so you can keep up with me. And I'll be, my plan is to provide videos like this with, some great information that hopefully you guys can take advantage of every week. So that's my plan, with, different tips and strategies that I learn about in order to supplement your income, because we don't have a whole lot of time left with the way things are going around the world, and particularly in the United States. So, we need to step it up, a lot of us, and so we can get our house in order. And one of the ways to do that is by making sure you have other places that you can go, should it come to that and you need to make an exodus from the United States. One of those places that I'm going to be talking about tonight is the country of Belize. Belize is in Central America, and it's about a 2.5-hour flight to Belize from out of Houston, Texas. I've been there several times. The first time that I went there was back in 2016, I believe it was. And then again, I went in 2018. It's a very, very peaceful country. It's a very beautiful country. It's English speaking, although they do have some local dialects, as well as there's people there from Guatemala. So of course there's Spanish. Guatemala is about 18 miles from Belize. And then Jamaica is about 700 miles from Belize. People are just amazed at how close, other countries are to Belize, but that's why it's called Central America, because, it's central to just about anywhere. You can get a direct flight to Belize from just about every major airport in the United States and Canada. So, it's really easy to get down there. And they were one of the only countries in the Americas that did not have any COVID cases for the longest time. And then eventually, because I guess a couple of people flew over there, they ended up getting, I think, about 3 cases or something like that. It was very, very small, the number of cases. And I believe they have opened back up. If they haven't, they're going to be opening back up, if they haven't already opened back up. But I think I read something where they have opened back up. And you basically need to get a COVID test no more than 72 hours before you fly into Belize. And then, or if you don't get one before you fly into Belize, then you'll have to get one once you land in Belize, and you fly into Belize City, and then you take a little commuter plane from there to whatever prospective island you're going to be going to, or you can take a water taxi. However, I would not recommend a water taxi. They're fine if you're just going to, let's say you're going to go over to Ambergris Caye, which is where you would want to go, because that's where I'm going to be focusing tonight's discussion on. But so you're flying into Belize City, and then from Belize City, you'll take a little commuter flight, which it only takes 15 minutes from Belize City to San Pedro. And then from San Pedro, you'll get a golf cart. That's the main mode of transportation there, is a golf cart. I mean, when I tell you it's really laid back, it's really chilled, that's exactly what it is. It's very chilled, very laid back. Hold on just a second. I got somebody trying to talk to me in the chat. No, I cannot hear you because I don't have you inside of the studio like I did yesterday when we were testing the system out. Okay. So anyways, so you would fly into Belize City, and then from Belize City, like I said, you'll take typically people take a commuter flight, which is, you're up in the air for about 15 minutes, and then you're at whatever destination you plan on going to from there. or you can do a water taxi, but like for instance, it's a 15-minute commuter flight from Belize City to San Pedro. But if you do a water taxi, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. So that's why I say you wouldn't really want to take a water taxi because you're going to have your luggage and stuff. It's just easier. It's a little bit more expensive for the commuter flight than the water taxi. I believe a couple of years ago when we went, it was probably for a water taxi, it probably was about $30 or something like that. But for the commuter flight, I want to say it was like around $75 one way, so about 150 round trip for the commuter flight. And then they're always running specials on flights, even before the whole COVID and any of that. Like the first time when we went to Belize in 2016, I got us round trip tickets for including tax and fees. I want to say for about $850. And so that is not unusual to catch a flight to Belize for that cheap. And we were flying out of Vegas. So we flew from Vegas to Houston and then from Houston to Belize. But of course, if you live in, the southern states, then you eliminate the need for having to have that additional flight. So if you already live in Texas, of course, then you don't have that problem. But even if you live in Louisiana, like I do, it's only a 3.5-hour drive for me to go to Houston. So, I could just drive to Houston to the airport and then catch the flight from there and be in Belize in 2.5 hours. And so it's really easy to get there. The flights are usually pretty reasonable. And sign up for this guy. His name is Scott's Cheap Flights. I'm on his newsletter, and he always emails out very good flight deals for all over the world. A lot of times they're kind of last minute, so you got to be ready to pull the trigger. But if you want to try to get good flight deals, sign up for Scott's Cheap Flights. And if you need that link for that, if you aren't able to get it to pull up for some reason or whatever, if you Google it, just I sent you the wrong link, Carrie, but that's okay. I'm going to add you to the stream though.
Okay, so listen, I'm here. I'm producing this. We need to get them curtains. We need to get those curtains in the background.
I didn't realize I sent out the wrong link to add you to it. I should have sent you the other one so that you could have just came in and been able to talk to the chat. But I'll include you in our discussion here. I'm talking about the beautiful country of Belize and how it's very easy to get there. And then I'm about to go into how you can buy land there. We lost him. Okay. But anyways, hopefully he'll be able to come back in with us. So you can, so once you get there and you want to go to the island of Ambergris Caye. Ambergris Caye is about maybe 10 minutes on the golf cart from San Pedro to Ambergris Caye. You just cross over a little bitty bridge, and then it's probably about another 15 minutes from once you're in Ambergris Caye to Secret Beach. And Secret Beach is where you can get really good deals on land. That is where I bought my land from last September, I believe. So it's been almost a year of when I bought my land. So some of the great benefits, besides it being centrally located and being easy to get there, is the fact that it is English speaking. Again, they do have local languages, because they got Spanish, because there's people there from Guatemala. And then there's also people there from Jamaica. And then they have, Belizeans have have a local dialect, and I forget what it's called. It's not written though. It's only verbal, but everybody speaks English there. So you don't have to worry about that at all. The food is very fresh. You can, just go on any dock and stick your pole out. All of the beaches are public access. So even if you got some property right on the beach, it's not like the beach would be private to you or anything like that. But that's a good thing, because if you get something that's a little bit off from the beach, which is going to be a lot more affordable, you have complete access to the beaches. And let me tell you, the beaches there in Belize is some of the prettiest water that I've ever seen in my life. And I've been to Costa Rica. I've been to different parts throughout Mexico. I've been to Canada, and I've been to Hawaii, and I've been to the Bahamas. And I have to tell you that I love the water in Belize probably the most, because it's very clear. You can pretty much look down and see the fish swimming around, especially in the Secret Beach area. It's very clear in the Secret Beach area. Matter of fact, you can walk out into the ocean in the Secret Beach area. You could probably walk out for over a mile, and the water is not going to go past your chest. So that's another great thing about the Ambergris Caye Secret Beach area.
What's Secret Beach?
It's not, before, probably about 5-6 years ago, a lot of people didn't really know about that particular area. And so that's how it got the name Secret Beach. But now it's not really a secret anymore, but they still call it the Secret Beach area, the Secret Beach, but it's not really a secret anymore. So what's that, Carrie?
I have a question.
Okay.
What about stuff?
What about what?
Natural disasters like hurricanes.
Okay. Yes. I mean, it is an island, and they do have hurricanes. Although the last hurricane they had was about 4 years ago, I believe. It was pretty bad, but prior to that one, they hadn't had one in 11 years. So, but a lot of the restaurants and hotels and stuff like that have already rebuilt. There was one particular restaurant that was right on the water that when we went in 2016, we absolutely loved their food, and they got totally decimated. I mean, it was nothing but piles of wood. But when we went back in 2018, they had already rebuilt it. Probably was at least 3 times the size it originally was. So when it comes to the hotels and things like that, they didn't mess around with getting that stuff rebuilt. Which and that was great. And we didn't have any problems with riding around in a golf cart or anything like that. So now, as far as how do you go about buying property there, it's pretty easy, especially if you work with a licensed agent, which is what I would highly recommend. And I would recommend the agent that I worked with. I'm not getting any commission or anything like that, or any referral fee from him or anything like that. But his name is Will Mitchell, and he's actually with RE/MAX. And a lot of people are very familiar with RE/MAX because they're worldwide. They're a very large real estate company. He's a broker owner, so he owns all 9 offices of RE/MAX in Belize, and he has a full team down there. His team is very good. They keep track of everything. They will help you find the lot that you want. They'll even be like your construction manager for when you're ready to build, but you don't have to build. If you never want to build on it, you don't have to. But once you are ready to build, they will help you with that. They will link you up with all of their contacts. They'll set you up with a company down there that builds houses, and their houses down there, they call them Mentonite houses, but they basically look like our houses do down here in the South on Post and Pier. And so they will hook you up with a builder who will handle everything, and they will go out every so often. Will go out and check on what's going on with the construction. Some of the builders will either build the house in Belize City and then take the house on a shipping barge, one of those big old shipping barges, and ship it over to your land, and then place it on the posts and piers. And then some of the builders will actually build the house on your lot itself. So it just really depends on what you want and stuff like that. But they will help you handle all of that. So like in other places that you might be wanting to consider, buying property in, like I want to be able to go over to the west coast of Africa if all this craziness, comes to some sort of resolution. But I've been warned that over there, you really, if you're going to have something built, you got to be there. You can't just try to rely on a realtor or anything like that, which you can do that with Belize. Plus, it doesn't take that long to fly over there if you do need to go over there. So Will Mitchell with RE/MAX is who I would recommend that you call if you do decide you want to buy land over there. And his email is will@remaxbelizerealestate.com, and phone number is 757-550-0000. Okay. Now, in terms of what you want to look for with a lot, you want to, get a lot that has road access. You want to look at the elevation level of it. What kind of financing terms can you get? And then, property management if you're not going to be moving over there right away or ever at all. Maybe you just want to strictly use it as a vacation home. So all of those things Will and his team will help you with. I did everything through email and over the phone with them. And the way I found Will was when I was down there. He had one of his big signs on one of the lots that was for sale, one of his big RE/MAX signs. So that's how I found him. And then I just kept in touch with him ever since until I was ready to pull the trigger. Okay, and the way the title is held there, most of the property and real estate there is held fee simple, which is very good. That way you actually will own your property. The taxes are extremely low. My taxes on my lot last year this year was, I want to say maybe $100 or something like that. Like it wasn't that much at all. And let's see. It's 1% of the purchase price is what the tax would be. So in terms of citizenship, obviously I'm not a citizen of Belize. But that's not an issue. You can buy land and stuff over there without being a citizen. And your passport, when you go over there, is basically, once they stamp it, that serves as your visa for 30 days. And then if you do want to stay over there, you just have to go once a month to San Pedro to get it re-stamped, I guess, or something like that. And it's like about $100. Then after a year, you can apply for dual citizenship. Or if you go over there and you buy some property or whatever for $250,000, then you can get citizenship right away. But most of us don't have that kind of cheddar. So, and like I said, you know, they don't make a big deal out of you being able to buy something over there. Like, you can buy something over there, and you don't have to be a citizen to be able to do that. Let's see. They do have a quality retirement program, but you know, like I said, if you're not near retirement age or anything like that, or even if you are, but you don't have a pension or something like that, then you don't have to apply for citizenship that way. You can just wait till you've been over there a year and then apply for it. But you, if you're going to move over there, you definitely want to have some type of form of income, because they don't really hire expats. The jobs are for the locals. So unless it's a job that a Belizean is not qualified to do or something like that, then, but those are probably kind of hard to come by unless you bring some really unique skill or something over there that they don't already have the people to do. Otherwise, you need to have some type of income, or you can start a business. You know, they're very pro-business friendly. You can basically buy a little kiosk, set it up on your land, and like make it a little smoothie shop or an icy shop or something like that, for not a whole lot of money. I mean, you know, that probably wouldn't take you but a couple $1,000s to be able to do something like that. Their legal system is based on British common law. So their government is very stable. Their economy is pretty strong. Their banking is good because, unlike in the US and other places, which is on fractional reserve banking, they require their banks for every $1 deposit, their banks are required to have 20% reserve. So, or 24% reserve. So that's very good. It makes the banking very stable and less likely for there to be a bank runoff. But the flip side of that is it's very hard to get any type of loan, and stuff like that. So what you have to do is, which Will and his team makes it very easy, is get creative with the financing. A lot of the people that bought the lots when they were dirt cheap a few years ago, they bought multiples, and so now they've seen some appreciation. So now they're willing to sell them, and a lot of those people are willing to do a seller financing, which is what I did. Okay. Or you can do a limited partnership with, yourself and a couple of friends or something like that. Or what you call a real estate syndication. Or if you have a 401k or an IRA, you can take out a loan against those. But the easiest and best way is going to be to secure seller financing. So like with my land, and this is what the sell agreement looks like. I don't know how well you guys can see that, but that's what the sell agreement looks like. Okay. And so with the guy that I bought, or the company I bought mines from, my lot is about 5,800 square feet. And what I did was at that time, they were asking for 3,500 down, I believe it was. And then my terms are 10% for 30 years. And then they were running a special incentive the end of last year that if you paid 5,000 down, paid your loan down by 5,000, they would apply the full 5,000 to the principal. So, and they take credit cards and stuff, and everything is run through the escrow company. Okay, that's also another thing of you want to be careful of if you decide not to work with. Hey there, I'm going to add you in because I sent you the wrong stream. Hey, I sent you the wrong stream.
What's up?
So, but I'm going to take you out of the room, but you can still hear me, right? When I take you out?
I can hear you, yeah.
Okay, let me know if you can hear me now once I take you out. Can you still hear me? Yeah? Okay, good. So I forgot where I was at. So yeah, so they let me put an additional 5,000 onto the principal. So in a year's time, it's not even been quite a year yet, I've already paid mine down by over 10,000. And my goal is to, once I get it paid off, then I'll look at putting a house on it. And you can put a house on there for between, I think, 20 to 50,000. And the builders that Will and his team are connected with, they do offer financing as well, financing terms. Some of the other benefits of buying land in Belize or buying property in Belize is there's no estate tax, there's no capital gains taxes, and you only, like if you're going to rent them out, rent your, once you build a house on your land or whatever, or build several houses on it or whatever, then you'll just pay 15% of your gross rental income for taxes. And other than that, that's pretty much it in terms of taxes there. Again, it's a very, very peaceful country. The people are very laid back. They're very friendly. Some of the things that they produce over there is they make their own rum. So if you're a fan of rum, you can get your drink on, and it's pretty good. The rum is pretty good. Of course, there's coconuts and sour soap everywhere. The seafood is very fresh. A lot of times, if you eat at the restaurants, whatever, they're getting the fish from what was caught that same day. Or you can go out and catch your own fish if you want to, and cook it yourself or whatever. Or you can have one of the restaurants cook it for you. We actually did a little boating fishing excursion the first time we went there, and when we got back, all the fish that our guides and that we caught, they cleaned it for us. Our guides did, and then we took it to one of the local restaurants where we have been eating at, and they seasoned it up and cooked it for us. And I'm telling you, that fish made you want to slap your mama. It was just that freaking good, So yeah, I mean, I can't say enough about the food there. It's off the chain. It's very, very good. It's fresh. And it's the fruit and stuff, because it is fresh, and we're so used to when we go into the store, because they spray all this crap on our food and on our fruit, and they spray it with wax to make it, look real pretty and all that. When you go over there, places like that, the fruit's not going to look like that. So I'm just warning you, it's going to, it might have some little bruises on it or whatever, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It's just not having been processed with all the chemicals and all that stuff that we're used to seeing here in the States. So, but it's very, very good. You will enjoy it. You will love it. Rest assured. I think I tried to cover everything for the most part. Oh, the Ambergris Caye in and of itself is 24 miles long, 3 miles wide. 46% of it is dedicated to the natural reserves, which is great. So, and they have a limited amount of land available for development, which is good if you're going to, buy land and build you a couple of small like Mentonite houses on it, and then rent them out as like Airbnbs or something like that, because you'll be able to get a pretty good rate, nightly rate for your rentals. So the average rate for rentals is $100 to $250 a night. Although the first time we went, but that was in 2016, we only paid about, I want to say about $50 a night or something like that. Hey, brother, you finally got on. Okay, cool. And then when we went in 2018, we stayed at a resort, and it was right on the beach. And I want to say I got our room for about $80 a night. So it was still pretty good. It was still pretty reasonable. Let me see. I think I touched on everything. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. Again, Will Mitchell with Remax. That's the realtor. That's my realtor. And you can find him on YouTube. And he owns all 9 of the Remax offices in Belize. So he's definitely, legit. You don't have to be concerned about that, anything like that. His team helps to totally coordinate any of your construction projects in terms of once you're ready to start building on your land. They're on the ground every day. So, they don't have a problem with being there and making sure that, the construction crew is doing what they're supposed to be doing, which, that's very important, because if you can't be there, day in and day out, then you definitely want to work with a team that you have confidence in and that knows what they're doing, and, it's got your best interests at heart. Let's see. And like I said, they only ended up having about 2 or 3 COVID cases at the most, I think it was. And that was from a few people flying over there. But other than that, they haven't had any problems, even though they did shut things down to outsiders. But they have since started opening the flights back up and stuff like that. I just seen not too long ago flights to Belize running for about under $400 round trip. So, you can't beat that with a stick, seriously. Like, and you may even be able to find flights even cheaper than that, right now. Like I said, it's only a 2.5-hour flight from Houston to Belize. So you're up in the air, and then the next thing you know, you're already landing back down. It's only about 700 miles to Jamaica, 18 miles to Guatemala. A lot of the locals, they go over to Guatemala to buy, goods and products. And then, they spend, a few hours over in Guatemala, and then they come back with their products and stuff. Let's see if I left anything out. Hopefully I didn't leave anything out. So that's how you can be able to buy some land in Belize. So if you guys have any other questions, feel free to message me or email me. Also, make sure you subscribe to my Instagrams, and make sure you definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, and stay tuned, because I'm going to be bringing other techniques and strategies to you guys every week on different ways that you can create multiple streams of income. And check out the description in this video, because I list several links of ways that you can generate some cash, that you can buy gold and silver coins, which I highly, highly recommend that you start doing like yesterday, because they are going to crash the dollar. There's no ifs. That's not even up for debate anymore. They're already, posting signs at a lot of the businesses now where they won't even accept cash at all. or they're claiming they got a coin shortage, which we all know that's a bunch of malarkey. But you definitely want to start buying gold and silver. Silver is still pretty reasonable. Gold is at about $1,900 an ounce now. But if you buy through my link, you can buy it in fractional small amounts for about 80 to 90 bucks. And you'll get about 1/10 of an ounce. Okay. Gold and silver is really the only true forms of money. Okay. Everything else is currency, is fiat. All right. So until next time, unless there's any questions, I don't see any questions in the chat. If you have any questions, please type them in the chat now. Otherwise, we will see you guys on the next one. Thank you so much for tuning in.